It's 6 o'clock p.m. on Thursday, September 28th, 2023. I'm moving them to the final cell 7 of this fourth section. The rotation that started on the 15th of September 2023. Right now it's 90 couple degrees, 92. I should have brought my hat. I thought, I'll just run to the field and move the cows quickly. You know, I had long pants on, but I didn't have my hat. The grass here is amazing. Look at that. Let's see if we can find some more good pictures of grass. Look at that grass. This is the boneyard. This is where I dumped the carcasses of 2 cows that died. One of them I was able to check the teeth. The teeth were worn down to tiny little nibs. So that cow was done for. Was unable to, look at that. We have a guest in our field. Let me go see if I could find that cow. I always like to go check on it to see the changes. So in the springtime we had a lot of grass there where the carcass is decomposed, but I don't think there's much of a difference in the summer. Maybe it's dead because there's so much spring grass. There's an anthill here. Look at that grass. Hasn't recovered, but there's plenty of it. Should be fine. All right, here we go. Here's some bones. Yeah. Bleached bones. There's still a bit of a smell back here. Just the faintest hint, a whiff of the decomposing carcass. The grass here was super tall in the spring. I'm going to get in the shade. But it sounds like there's something in the bushes. This is grasshoppers jumping around. So yeah, the spring grass here was insane. Oh, there's a wire. And I guess the spring grass prevented the summer grass from really taking off one way or the other. Is that another turtle shell? Turtle. Yeah. So this property back here, it's for sale. I think they want $2 million for it. There's a huge house on it. I think it's like 100 something acres. I keep forgetting to check to see if it's sold. If it has, I'll ask the new owners if they'll let me run cows back here, or if they wanted to do it. This is where they dump their old cows as well. There's quite a few skulls and stuff back here. It's a good place to dump it because wild animals run through this area. And so the wild animals will find the carcass and quickly devour it. Like within a matter of days, all the flesh is gone. It's just bones and skin. So I gotta go to his property and clear that tree. So hopefully the new owner, I don't want to step through a spider web. Hopefully the new owner will be amenable to trimming the trees. There's another jawbone. I think the dogs come back here and they play with stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, we got some of these cedar trees growing back here. Cedar trees are a big source of allergies too. And certain times of the year, the closer I get to this part, oh, there's something popping. Let me go find it. It's probably a grasshopper. Oof. I'm gonna grab this stick and use it. The stick was used for measuring purposes. It could be a wire too. Well, it stopped. Why did it stop? Now I don't know what it was. It's probably... I don't know what it was. Well, it stopped. Anyway, that's enough play. You guys want to look at the cows, don't you? Everybody wants to see the cows. One of the things I was thinking about coming out here is what I didn't know before I got into cows. You can fill entire volumes of that. But one thing that I think is super important, it's a skill you don't have unless you've been looking at cows your whole life, is identifying the condition of the cows. You know, you want your cows to be fat but not obese. Throughout the year, their condition's gonna change. Coming out of winter into spring, that's when they're gonna be the thinnest. Coming out of spring, say they should be the fattest, right? They'll lose some weight in the summer, assuming the forage isn't good, which typically people say the forage isn't good in summer, even with the Bermuda grass. It sustains them, but they won't grow. Although other people disagree and just say you're not growing the grass right. And then heading into autumn, they have a little bit of a weight problem. They're too light. And then coming out of autumn, they should be almost up to weight again. But the fattest they should be is right after spring, and the second fattest is right after autumn. So we are technically in fall. We've been in fall for a couple of weeks already. I think September 22nd. No, we've been in fall for like a week. But the fall really hasn't started. We're still in summer weather. We have an unusual heat wave going throughout the central United States with unusually warm temperatures. Now, thankfully, unusually warm means in the 90s. It doesn't mean 100s. But September was hot. It was a hot month. Normally isn't this hot, right? But the cows that I have, they're doing pretty good. There's a couple cows that I'm not too happy about. I'll point them out right now. I can see them. So that cow right there, let me get the leaf off of that stick. That cow right there, that's 24. She's always been skinny. Where's Blackie? Blackie's probably all the way back there. No, that might be, no. Blackie is probably all the way back there. Let's see if you can see her. Somewhere back there. Blackie hangs back. She's skinny. The Longhorns aren't doing as well as the Angus. So take Yellow, for instance. I'm going to point at Yellow. That's Yellow. Notice that on her ribs, you can see the ribs. Notice her hip bone is kind of poking out, right? And you can kind of see the ridge on her back. There's a bump going down her back. It should be flat. Those hips should be submerged in fat. Let's take this cow over here. That cow there. There's no hip bones. You can't see any backbone. That cow's fat. That cow's in good condition. Yellow's not. So let's look at this white cow here. Let me get the pointer. There, this white cow here. Notice that although you can't see the ribs, the hip bone pokes out and there's a little bit of a ridge along the back. That cow could be fatter. She's doing pretty good though. Let's take a look at Blue. Blue is this cow right there. Okay. Her hip bone isn't poking out too much. Could be better though. Okay. Let's look at Red. Now, you probably can't see Red too well. I'll point to Red. There's Red right there. Hi, Red. I'll try to zoom in. So it's kind of hard to tell with Red. If she were going side by side, I'd be able to show you better. But her hips poke out a little bit. You can almost see her ribs. So she's not doing too well. This calf here, the hip bone doesn't poke out very much at all. You can kind of see the ridge though. The ribs are almost visible. The ribs are almost visible. Another thing I look for is the triangle of death. Let me show you the triangle of death. Okay. Now, if the cow's getting plenty to eat, here, this calf, you can kind of see it. There's a triangle that goes from the ribs to the hip bone and down. If that triangle is hollow, that means the cow is not getting enough food. Our Mr. Bull here tends to have a hollow triangle. It's kind of hard to see, but tends to be a little bit hollow. Okay. I think that's partially because he's not very good at foraging, or maybe his calorie intake requirements are much higher than the other animals. I don't know if my neighbor feeds him. It's my neighbor's cow, my neighbor's bull. Probably supplements feed, but he has a hard time keeping weight on. And I think since he's come here, he hasn't lost much weight, but I think he's lost a little. I don't know how much my neighbor's excited about that. So that's kind of the story of some of the cows. So you know what to look for in terms of conditioning. Oh, Indian grass. This right here is Indian grass. Nice. All right, I'm going to sign off here. You can see the sheep looking at me funny. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye, everybody.